Sports Minutes with Ziaul Raushan.
Money FM 89.3. It's time for Sports Minutes with me, Ziaul Raushan. Now, did you know that amongst the 9 teams competing in the 2025 Singapore Women's Premier League, there's only one that does not have an active men's team? That team is still Aerion Women's Football Club. Celebrating their 20th anniversary this year, the club are dedicated to female footballers and have a roster that includes players who played in the Women's World Cup, stars of the Singapore Lionesses past and present, and at the helm have a former S-League winner in Jeremy Chiang. And on today's show, we're going to speak to Coach Jeremy and one of their brand new signings for the year ahead, Lila Tan. Jeremy, Lila, a huge welcome to Sports Minutes. How are you doing?
I'm good. Good morning. Thank you for having us here.
How are you, Lila?
Yes, I'm good. It's super early, but I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
It is early. For those of you listening, it's 8 a.m. on a Tuesday morning. We pre-recorded this because both of them are super busy. We'll start with Coach Jeremy. I know still Aerion have already played one game in the 2025 season, but how's the preparation been for the year ahead?
We have a lot of new players coming in. Exciting times. A lot of things to work on as a coach, as a team, and individually with players. So looking ahead to see what's at the end of this season.
I think plenty of people are excited for what still Aerion can achieve this season. Talking about new players, we have one new player in the studio with us. Lila, it's your first season with still Aerion. What attracted you to the project?
I guess what was most appealing was the club's ambition, and I also wanted to try something new, and that's what I guess made me go to Aerion.
I can't wait to find out more about what your ambitions are with the club. Jeremy, you talked about it earlier. New season means new players. Beyond Lila, who else is on the roster and who should listeners look out for?
We have Nancy Sunisa, the World Cup player for Thailand, which I think very little people talk about. We have Ernie, our ex-national captain, coming in. We have our seasoned players like Fonda and Pam, who has been with us for years, and I think it's a good group coming together, and it's how we can gel everybody together for this season.
I like your stoic face when you say, World Cup player just with us. I love that, and that shows how much still Aerion is working behind the scenes to put together a good roster. Lila, you arrive as a 2-time title winner with the Lion City Sailors previously. What do you think you add to the squad in terms of all the players he mentioned, but your experience as well?
Well, obviously everyone has their own expertise and own forte, and I believe, I hope I have a positive impact on the team. I like to think that I bring a lot of strength and power to the field. Yeah, and I look forward for this season.
Jeremy, you yourself are former pro. You retired in 2016, I want to say. How has that translated into your coaching career, being the player that you were, won titles as well, now as a coach?
I think I always see it as an opportunity for me to make use of what I've learned, the good stuff, and nothing bad, but the stuff that I don't really agree or things that I want to try, and it gives me the opportunity to explore this and develop as a person and as a coach with my team.
I always love talking to coaches because I get to ask them, what is your coaching style? What's your identity?
As a coach for a team, I would say that I want it to be a safe and open learning environment. Football style-wise, I would say I would like an overflow of attack.
Exciting in terms of going forward. I guess it's good for the fans, right? Lila, coming to you, we talked about your time in the Lion City Sailors. You've seen what it's like for the Lion City Sailors because of the resources they have. I'm not here to talk about the Sailors. I'm here to talk about still Aerion. And I want to know, what do you think the clubs can do to close that gap? Because apart from the obvious funding, there's a lot the clubs can do, right?
Yes, I agree with you. I believe adequate training is something that's really, really important for every club out there, having variation in training as well. So I'm talking about strength and conditioning as well as field sessions. I believe having that combination really helps to close the gap.
And administratively, you've been quite vocal with the Straits Times in terms of what the game needs. What are some thoughts you can share in terms of, apart from strength and conditioning, apart from on-pitch work, what can be done to spruce up the game?
I believe just talking about women's football, raising that awareness. Some people don't even know about the league we have going on. So raising awareness should be the first priority for women's football.
And Jeremy, bringing you in for this part of the conversation, as a coach, I'm sure your day-to-day is involved in tactics in terms of working with the girls, but there must be some level of frustration amongst your playing squad when we talk about the issues that Lila raised. How do you deal with that on a day-to-day basis?
We try to keep everybody motivated. We try to speak to everyone, understand how they're feeling. It's a lot about talking, understanding, listening, getting things out there to be heard in a good way. I mean, we don't want any things coming backwards. What we want to go is go forward and talk about the positive things. First, when our girls always take part in small tournaments or tournaments where there are guys playing or watching, and to be honest, it's always good positive feedback. Oh, wow, look at the way they keep the ball, look at the girls playing. Not just us, but definitely other teams as well.
And in terms of constructive feedback, right, when we look at what more the women's game deserves in Singapore, what's your coaching perspective? What does it deserve?
Definitely deserve more. It's my second year with women's football, and it's really interesting. A lot of things I've never encountered, I've never seen, but it's a lot of positive vibes, really good things. But how can we get more of this?
On the topic of positive vibes, there's the WPL All-Stars happening in April. Lila, you are a part of that team. Firstly, how excited are you to be going up against a team of Brisbane Roar stature?
I mean, it's my first time, so playing at that level is something I'm really looking forward to learn new things, to play with players that play at a professional league. That's something that's crazy to me, and I'm so excited for that.
And tickets went on sale earlier this week. This is your chance to tell the listeners why they should go online and get the tickets to come watch the girls in action.
Please come support and, come see that women's football is something to be recognized.
And why do you think initiatives like this elevate the game? We talked about communication, we talked about the pain points of women's football in Singapore, but an all-star event like this surely helps elevate women's football, right?
Yes, 100%. I mean, the girls are flying from Australia to come play. It's something that, a lot of people put a lot of effort in, and I'm sure that the local can support us.
Plenty to look forward to. April 4th, 8 p.m. at Bishan Stadium. Jeremy, I understand you're assistant coach for that match as well, so you're involved in some capacity. You must be excited, assistant coach right now.
Yeah, I mean, second year into the women's football and having this opportunity to be part of the coaching staff with Coach Ratna. Well-deserved Coach of the Year with what you have done with Geylang, and we played a friendly game with them recently. It's going to be, you're going to see Geylang up there. Great opportunity to again meet different players from overseas, and also locally the top players are coming in all together. It's going to be one hell of a game.
Jeremy, I love your humility when you talk about Coach right now, because he must be a friend outside the pitch, but on the pitch he's an opponent, right? To that end, what are some of the club's targets this year?
Yeah, friends are friends. Football is football. We finished 4th last year with a very decent team. We do not have any national players. Of course, we had Nancy Sunisa, Thai World Cup captain. This year we had quite a major change with players coming in, new players, experienced, mature players, bringing a whole new spice into the team. And definitely we will want to look at finishing above what we did.
To me, it seems like still Aerion have gone out of their way to make this squad extra special for you. Is that because it's the 20th anniversary of the club, and is there added pressure, motivation to do well?
We are a growing club. I would maybe label us like an Inter Miami. The colours, the vibes, the people, the club management, the players. So women's football is always positive, happy. That's what I feel in my last 1 year. And I think we are here to compete. We are not here to participate. The players coming in with the ex-players we have, with the foreigners that we have, I think we're going to give every club a run for their money.
I love the Inter Miami reference because I think there's a bit of pink in your jersey as well, right? Lila, do you share the same sentiments as Coach Jeremy in terms of what the club wants to achieve in 2025?
Yes, 100%. I'm looking forward to, hopefully being at the top 3 spots and, playing with new players, playing with a World Cup player. That's something that's a privilege and something that I'm really looking forward to.
And Coach Jeremy mentioned earlier your club is all about adding the colour. So allow me to extract some colour from you now. How has your induction to Still Aerion been? Have you had a song initiation? Have the girls helped you settle in a lot better?
Yeah, I mean, everyone is so friendly, and they're also welcoming. It's really a big family at this point, and I'm very grateful for that.
Fantastic. Jeremy, I have to touch on something that might be a bit touchy, but I'm going to ask you anyway. Still Aerion Women's Football Club is the only club without an active men's team. Do you think that's a disadvantage or advantage?
No disadvantage or advantage. We are just focusing on what we are doing. Again, the club management are doing their best to offer what they can in terms of pitches, training ground, training sessions, things that we can include, sponsors coming in to provide products. Yeah, the full focus is on the girls.
Fantastic, and it's lovely to hear that from the coach, and that's the reason I asked that question. Lila, let's talk about aims and ambitions beyond 2025. Our listeners know of Lila Tan. You've played for the national team as well. You played for various different WPL WPL clubs. What are your ambitions?
My ambitions, well, I have a few, but I guess the biggest is just to improve as a player, to hopefully one day be able to play overseas and learn more overseas. But before that, I would just like to bring football to another level in Singapore and get more recognition, using my platform to hopefully have more awareness on women's football and bring more recognition.
I absolutely love that, and I'm sure the listeners wish you well on that journey. Jeremy, similar sort of question to you. You're currently the head coach of still Aerion Women's Football Club. What are some ambitions you have for your coaching career?
I hope to continue contributing to Singapore football as an ex-football player. I hope to do my part to work with players and see them grow and develop and soar. And they move into the national teams, go into stronger teams, see them playing better. And at the end of the day, I'll be happy that, one day somebody just walk by, hey coach, thank you. That's all I need. There's no self-recognition, no awards that I need, but it's the satisfaction of getting that from players.
I love that. I have goosebumps actually listening to the answer. Final question to the both of you, Coach Jeremy. I'll come to you first. We've talked about wanting the women's game to have more recognition in Singapore, right? We are the start of the 2025 season. I want you to talk to the listeners and explain to them why women's football is a worthy cause to pursue in Singapore, to come down to Choa Chu Kang Stadium and watch your girls.
First, you don't get World Cup players coming to Singapore all the time. You have a World Cup player, a captain who has been there. It's her third year now, but I think very little people know about that. You have Coach Kana from Albirec, who is also another World Cup player. I think she played in the finals. It's not something you get all the time. I think if you have a male World Cup player walking around on the street, everybody will be flocking to him, asking for autographs and all. So not just in Singapore, I think in Asia, worldwide, it's some awareness and recognition that you need. And I think we are growing. In Singapore, there's more attention. The players are getting more attention. They are also doing their part through the football they play. We just hope the fans keep coming and watch the game, and you'll see.
And Lila, I'd like you to have the final word on this. We joked earlier about recording this on a Tuesday at 8 a.m. The reason for that is because you have to rush off to go do your day job, right? Mm-hmm. And it's difficult in terms of the sacrifice that you put in. Yeah. How much do you want to explain to the listeners how much that sacrifice costs you and why they should support you and the rest of the girls?
I would not only want to speak on my behalf, but also on future generations, future girls who want to play football at a full-time level, to not want to worry about having to rush to their daytime work, then rush off to training. I want them to be able to really just focus on football, and that's a privilege that we do not have at the moment. And so when I ask for people to support, to listen, it's also for future generations of girls who deserve to play just as much as men do. Yeah, so I hope that there's more recognition.
I absolutely love that. Listeners, the change starts with you and me. So let's make it a point to support the girls, not just still Aerion Women's Football Club, but all the girls who put on a show in the Women's Premier League. Jeremy, Lila, thank you so much for spending time with Sports Minutes.
Thank you.
Sports Minutes on Money FM 89.3.